one of the things that I would say has driven UX into new places is that essentially we are seeing across the generations this real interest in technology. And everybody talks about millennials. I happen to be a Gen Xer. I feel squished in the middle. I feel ignored, so just know I'm a little bitter. But one of the interesting things that we're seeing is that across the board, everybody is using the internet far more than we would even have imagined. This is a great, from Edudemic, they have this wonderful infographic that you should use when you have to go prove to people that the internet is actually happening. They also have it for social. I think one of the most telling ones that I love was when you looked across the generations about people sleeping with their phones beside their bed. Okay.
Who does that, by the way? Who sleeps with their phone in their bed? Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to break that out.
Try to break that. I'm always worried about the wireless aspect when I'm sleeping, that I have to just get past it, right? So if you see how it's kind of growing, it's ridiculous, the use of mobile phones. Obviously, we all know about how social media is going. It's an important thing. Everybody really speaks to what's happening with millennials, but what I would argue is that it's also being seen in these other generations. So I think to just say it's a millennial thing, although we know people will have certain areas where they gravitate to, certain services are going to have a higher concentration of different generations, would be not true at all. And obviously video games are an aspect of that. I think one of the interesting facts that I came across was when they were talking about boomers and how they are managing their aging. Their expectation about how they shop at home, how they're going to control their medical lifestyle, as well as how they manage investment, is done primarily through the internet. So it's not like there is a distinction here. We are all using this technology, and what happens is as we get into it, we recognize that this is not just a phenomenon for us here in the States. You can also start looking globally and really realize that everyone is getting on board for this. And in this case, we're seeing in China and India that we're being outpaced for mobile purchases. So again, UX is becoming even more critical as we talk about all these environments.